So this is where research works for us, but then it doesn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we already know those that get expelled and get, disciplined at a higher rate is Black, brown, and indigenous youth more than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So to combat that, right, they went all the way on the other end saying, well, you just can't expel, right? So now if I'm a teacher, what's my backbone? Like if I got a student in there really cutting up, but I also know that they can't really get out of the school. So now my hands are tied. You know what I mean? So I think we're going to have even a bigger issue next school year, because what happened, especially when COVID hit, a lot of the good teachers, right, burned out. They left. Like there's a large number of qualified, old school teachers that just said, I'm leaving the profession. So now you have these first, year teachers that are being taught this kind of new way of teaching. Teaching our children, and they don't know anything. They know textbook. They just graduated, they read a book, and now they're in the classroom. Right. And they probably got one of the toughest classrooms, right? In terms of just how to be engaged and how to actually really teach. And so that's why we don't have real teaching going on in the majority of these schools, because you've lost, longevity of history of how to actually teach. And then you've lost this actual genuine care for students, right? Part of teaching is about a relationship, right? If you got a good relationship with a child, you can teach them anything, right? If you don't have a relationship, I don't care how smart you are. You can be the physicist of, wherever. If you don't know how to connect with me as a person, then I don't care about your numbers. I don't care how smart you are. I definitely don't care about your PhD. So part of what's missing too is relationship. And I think that's why, especially in this city, we don't have a lot of Black and brown teachers. One, that's an issue. But then two, there has to be a genuine care for the student and their investment of being a good person. You know what I mean? And a lot of times the teachers are just paycheck to paycheck. They just want their job. They're done at 3. They're not trying to do no overtime. You need after school help? Yeah, we'll go over here to the counselor, and I'm about to pack up my car and go home, right? So, I grew up in an era where teachers were putting in that work. They stayed after school to make sure that I understood what 2 + 2 was. You know what I mean? Or whatever my struggle was. And we just don't have that anymore. And then you insert after school programs, right? And again, after school programs are not paying more than minimum wage, really. And then you also have people that, again, don't have a genuine care for the students. So now they're just glorified babysitters. Let's be clear. And again, no knock on any after school program. There are some out there, and I ain't naming names, that are doing great work. But majority of the people that are in those programs, a lot of them are just there to supervise, right? But no one's really sitting down with children to give them those life lessons, to really check in with them. How you really doing today? Like, I don't even care what happened in school. Like, what's your home life like? Do you need anything? Do you have food today? Like a lot of that stuff is missing. And I think that's where I think as a people, as society, if we can get back to just humanizing who we are and humanizing the need to want to actually care about the next person, then I think we can actually start changing and moving the needle on our kids knowing how to write.